Hey everybody, Monster here, back with Final Fantasy XIV. Just going to do a little bit of gameplay. I got to level 30 with my character, actually level 30 Lancer, level 15 Marauder. Those are basically the starting classes or starting jobs. And then I did my quest and got Dragoon, which will be my, I don't know, third tier job or a professional job. That's basically what they consider a sold job. So, as you can see, the graphics are pretty good. I'm loving a lot of the armor. A lot of the armor is very, very realistic. If you look, you know, these guys look their part. This guy's in full plate. This girl's in some leather and cloth. Could be a monk. The caster ran away. But as for me, I'm loving my armor. And everything's completely dyeable for a look, just about everything anyways. Most major look slots, you can change the appearance. So on this armor, I actually dyed it blue. And the primary armor parts stayed brown, which is fine, because it's a really cool look. But I'm going to go over armors and how to dye them and everything like that in the quests in a different video. So for this video we're going to do some just basics of combat and show what combat's like and what's playing like. This is your map, and the map for me has got a whole bunch of different quests, and these might be pretty good to do. So we'll do them. I'm in Gridania. This is the North Shroud right here. A little bit lower level area, like 20 to 30. It's okay to do lower level quests. They give you a good amount of XP. For the most part, I've done lower level quests all the way up. Done some at level quests. Not too much of a problem. You get a lot of class quest based objectives to complete through your class to advance it. Some of those can be a little bit challenging. You know, you got to be kind of smart on them. For the most part, if you're fighting something that's kind of tough and ads come, you got to kill the ads, and you know, work your way that way. Kill everything that's light first, and then kill the thing that's got a lot of hit points. And that's going to work through dungeons and everything else. Anytime there's a big red circle or big red area effect on the ground, you don't want to be standing in it. It's like fire. It's basic raid mechanics. Most mobs will have these type of mechanics. Because I changed my class quest, my bars aren't exactly set up right. So let me get this on here. This is a health potion. Health potions get stronger and stronger. If you look, it sounds pretty good. 32% of hit points restored when I click, but it's got a maximum of 170 points. So it's got basically a gate to it that won't allow you to advance any more health off of it. So this is the map. I usually leave this up because it fades out after a little while anyways. Get on my little mount. I got a Chocobo. We'll go down here and see what this quest's about. So, I found a quest. I opened it up, and it told me to go down here. It's on the map. Here's this guy. He's got a little icon above his head. The icon with what looks to be like a shield in it means talk to this guy to continue or advance the quest you're on. So we're going to talk to him. I'm not going to go through the story of whatever we're doing on this quest, because it's not a class quest. It's not a storyline quest. This is a sideline quest, and basically what a sideline quest means is it's extra to do. They're going to want to always do the storyline. Those quests, instead of having a shield icon or a shield looking like Pip on top of a character, they'll have a fireball looking like Pip. You'll want to do those. As you can see, we got this little Q looking like thing, and it's got a green check mark in it, which means I can talk to him to complete the quest. So he thanks me, and it gives me a lot of experience and a good amount of gil. You know, 6,000 XP for a level 28 quest, that's pretty good. And this is the standard quest icon saying that I have a quest available, so we'll click on him. He's going to confess something to me, I'm not sure what it is. Not worried about it. So going back to the map, let me bring this up, and we're going to go over here. We have a quest down here, and we'll probably go do that. We actually have a fate, what they call a fate. This is basically a public quest. Everybody can just join it. You can hit all the mobs in there. You'll get credit for hitting the mobs. The more mobs you do kill, the more credit you have. I've known people to heal through it and gotten full credit, so heals do seem to count. But if you're healing and you're not seeming to get a lot of credit, I would throw a dot or a real fast spell here and there on mobs just so it counts you there. You have to hit something to get the credit. I've hit one thing and sat there and gotten credit. So the more interaction you have with this public quest, or fate as they call it, the more credit you get. And you'll get a great amount of XP, a very minimal amount of gil or gold, and if you belong to a great company, you'll get marks for their stuff. And if you get marks, you'll be able to buy better gear, set gear, and advance yourself with that great company. A great company is basically a faction, and it's a little bit more in depth than a faction, but you can kind of think of it as a faction because each starting area is basically a little realm, a little country, if you will, and each country has one great company to it. So it's kind of like joining up with that realm's little militia or specialized people, and that's the way I think of it anyway. So that's what fates are. These are always worth doing. You should always do them if you have them available to you. As you can see, this map, because I'm in the zone, is telling me I have another quest over here that I can go get. And then these little red circles are areas where quests I have want me to go. So they will tell you where to go. But we'll go down to this one here and get rid of this before we move right or left. The direction I'm moving would actually be right. And this is just going to be a basic gameplay video for how combat works. A lot of people are confused with the combat, and it's really not that hard. It's really set up pretty good. Alright, and then I'm going to take the time to show you two important features. This is a shroud here, right here. If we look at it, it gives us his level, 25. He's a shroud here. This is a balloon, it's called. He's level 25. These little blue pips next to the names say that they won't aggro. If we look up here, we get some Quigwins, like this beater, Quigwin beater. He's level 29. If you look next to his name, it's got a triangle, a red triangle with a yellow pip in there. That means he's going to attack us if we get too close to him. So that's important to keep in mind. And usually these things are a little bit social, so you want to be careful with how you pull. If you have a ranged ability, that's how you want to go. See, we can look at these Yarzan scavengers. Again, these are aggroing mobs. Ironically, the thing I have to go to is in the middle of all these Quigrin beaters. So we're going to pull these kind of wisely because they're level 29, we're level 30. I could probably handle 2, but 3 or more would get kind of ugly. Oh, he's going to join me. That's alright. I got the first hit, so I got the pull. See that cone? he's going to want to move, so he moved. And that's basically the Combat 101. When you engage an enemy, he's using a ranged ability to pull it. And then you basically execute attacks that you want. Each attack has different abilities, and you want to keep those abilities in mind. And you want to use the best abilities possible. For this Lancer, my best abilities are actually these three here. They're all called thrusts: True Thrust, Vorpal Thrust, and Full Thrust. I should say as a Dragoon. Because what happens here is this has an attack potency of 150, which starts off a chain effect. So Vorpal Thrust delivers an attack with a potency of 100, but if I did True Thrust first, the combat potency is 200. So that means I just doubled the damage of Vorpal Thrust. So I went from 150 potency to 200 potency, and then with Full Thrust, it delivers an attack with potency again of 100. But in this case, if I just did Vorpal Thrust, and that was on a combo, then this combo potency becomes 300. So it becomes 150, 200, 300% damage. Think of potency as a percentage of damage. It's really simplistic in a complicated manner because there's a lot of factors that involve with damage. But overall, you know, just thinking of potency as a percentage of damage based on your weapon. So I gotta get over to these garden things here. I don't know. If I click on these guys and I see a yellow beam bouncing back and forth between the mobs, that means they're grouped. See how there's no beam going on here? They're not grouped. None of these guys are grouped. So I'm going to see if I can't just click these. Oh, I got close enough. I don't have to kill anymore. Killing them is not part of the quest. Getting the goods back from them because they stole them was part of the quest. Oh, I aggroed one anyways. You see that yellow beam that bounced back and forth? That's the pip that would still show up between other mobs. And so, let's see. I just got this ability jump. I'm going to use it. Oh, that was fun. I just got that phlebotomize. It hits pretty hard. It's not a fully solid hit, but it puts on a nasty dot. And for targets with health, the nasty dot is pretty bad. So if you saw, I clicked Full Thrust, and then because it's a combo skill, when I used it, you saw that little gold gold outline go across it. That means if I use it, it'll activate the combat combo action and make the potency of the skill go to the combat or combo potency. So I'll show that again. Yeah, we just got some aggro. So I click Full Thrust. As you can see, the Vorpal Thrust is glowing, so I click that. Even though I moved, it still went off, and now Full Thrust is glowing. And Full Thrust hit like a truck because of the combat action. Or combo action. And so that's basically how combat works. When you see the red on the ground, you're going to get out of it. I wonder if this guy will do a different red move. Let's go kill him. This is my jump. It's kind of fun to do. Oh, you just got no on the ground. Oh, I bet you the balloon has on the ground graphics. Now, another feature of the game is they do have positional attacks. This heavy thrust is a positional. It delivers attack of 100 potency. 170 potency delivered from the target's flank. And also, a bonus, if I do a flank attack, increase the damage I deal by 10% for 12 seconds. That's pretty massive. This is a pretty sick ability on its own. If you're sitting on the side of a mob, it does a lot of damage. So we just get him to stop. We can see this is his side. There's his face. So I'm just going to do the side attack. And then here's my 10% damage buff. And so I'll just phlebotomize now while that's up there. I'm going to wait to see if he does any kind of ground attack. He usually does a ground AoE. There it is, detonation. See how it's a huge AoE? Get out of it. He's blowing up. And he'll do massive amount of damage to everybody in there. So you're going to want to avoid those. Any kind of circle on the ground that's red, any kind of cone shape on the ground that's red, any kind of rectangular shape which indicates a charge, don't stand in it. Don't even stand next to it. Make sure that you're, you know, say the shroud hair here was a rectangle and it got casted on me. Don't go like you're here. Go over here. Just get out of it. And then you'll make your healer's life a lot more easier. So we're going to go turn back this quest in. We bring our map back up. I like to have this map up when I'm traveling. It really helps out a lot. And instead of turning the quest in right now, we're going to take a right and go join this fate involved here. We hover over it, it's a level 25 fate. Oop, I took a right too early. It's a level 25 fate. So once you go into that blue zone, you are included in the fate. All you have to do is hit a mob and you'll get credit. If I was too low of a level, it would say my level's too low. I gotta attack something really quick here. Okay, I attacked something. This bar here indicates the fate's progress. When it's full, the fate completes, and you get fate rewards. All I did was throw a spear for 120 potency, and I actually got 500 experience, 15 serpent seals, and 5 gil for hitting once. If I was here longer, I would have gotten much more. Ooh. See how this lesser Kalong, let's go up here away from the guy in combat. See how that has that icon above it? It looks like a shield. Captain America's shield, maybe. That means I have a kill quest for it. If you bring up hunter logs, it's not open yet, but it will tell me that I have a kill quest. I'm only level 30, that's 37. I probably could kill it, so I'm not going to. But you want to pay attention to when you're running through all these zones, like here's a dryad, you know, keep in mind where these are. You're going to have to come back here and kill these, and you get rewards. You have two different types of hunter logs, class logs and great company logs, hunter logs. If you do hunter logs for your great company, you get rewarded great company seals. You exchange those seals for things at the great company, like set gear, gear ranks with the company, which opens up more gear. You know, it's basically opening up privileges to you. This is how you get your mount with these seals. So doing these hunter logs is great. And if you do all of them, you get an extra bonus of hunter log or seals. They also reward a little bit of XP. Now, my class hunter logs reward XP. I kill 4 floating eyes, I get the XP for killing them, and 11,000 XP for killing the 4. And then if I kill 4 large buffalo, I'll get that XP again, and then 12,000 XP. And if I kill all these in the log, I get a bonus of 30,000 XP. This little weird symbol here is XP. See, these are the ones I've already done. So you can see that's a massive amount of XP. It's basically a little over a level. You get XP for exploring. So if you find a new location, you get XP bonuses for finding that location. So it's a pretty fun, involved system. If you find yourself running out of quests, it's probably because you haven't advanced your storyline. Advance your storyline. quests that you should always keep advanced as far as you can are story quests and class quests. Another thing, as you're going along, these guild hests come up. Oops, I guess that's going to drop it. Sorry. Where's the duty finder? Duty finder is basically dungeon finder. I don't know why they don't go with dungeon, but it's Japanese, they want to be different. And you'll also get a large bonus for the first time you do these guild hests. They come up as you advance in the story mode to kind of explain what's happening in the game, how combat works, how to avoid things, how to move around. And you get bonus. If no one dies, you get a bonus. You'll get a bonus for how fast you complete it, and you'll get a bonus for doing it the first time. Dungeons, you get a bonus for doing the first time, and you get, again, a bonus for very low knockouts, they call them. They don't call it deaths. They just say you get knocked out. It's basically dying. And so if you keep those to a minimal, you get a very big bonus. Very strong loot in these dungeons. And they're kind of fun, too. As long as you get a good group, you know. There are bad tanks and people that have never tanked before and playing tank classes thinking that they're going to go to a DPS class. So you may not always get the best of a tank, but usually above 20s, you should actually end up getting someone who's kind of learned how to tank. And on these dungeons, if someone in the group hasn't done the dungeon before and you have, you still get a bonus. So it's kind of interesting that way too. Let's see, he wants his stolen goods back. And it gives me a nice big reward. Sorry if you wanted the storyline, but these side quest stories I don't pay a lot of attention to unless I really like them. Or they sound interesting. So now, I could go over here and actually do this level 3 quest and get some reward. No matter what level you are. Actually, I'm going to go over there and see if I can make it. And show you how the level sync works. Fates are a big part of it. You're going to want to do as many fates as possible. Roughly within 10 to 15 levels of you on the low end, and 5 levels on the high end. You don't want to go too much higher. Oh, good. This isn't that far along. This big mite here is the objective. You get this little button here that says level sync. You just click it. And this little icon with this S in the middle means you're synced. Excuse me. Because we're synced, we don't have access to all our skills. We're actually treated at level 3. Yeah, we killed it. This guy's got a chocobo fighting with him. I gotta yet to do that. But I still got, just for doing that, 420 XP and 17 seals. And that's how syncing works. You're gonna want to sync as often as possible. I'm gonna want to go up here. I really want to get the reins so I can have the chocobo fight alongside me, but I don't need him. That's a Bane mite. It looks like a scorpion. Let's see if he does any interesting kind of combat moves. I actually have 2 dots. See, those combos really do large amounts of damage. Loot in the game is automatic. From level 1 all the way up, it'll be automatic. So all you have to do is kill something, and whatever loot you're going to get goes right into your bag. You don't have to right-click a thing. There will be random chests that pop up, whether or not it's in a dungeon or in the world. If you see a chest, right-click it, and right-click it fast. someone else would get it. Oh, we're in another fate, and it's our level. What are we doing here? Oh, we gotta kill these things. I basically think they're cockatrices. They're all dying. And they'll just keep respawning. Action gets a little confused. Sometimes zoning out will help you, because there's a lot of going on depending on your graphic settings. Tab targeting is a little tricky. And see, now I got 3,500 XP and 93 seals, and that was for what, a minute and a half worth of work. That is easy money, or easy seals. I didn't even hit a lot, everything was dying so fast. Let's see, I don't know where I'm supposed to go, so I'm going to check up here. And the quest is Potable Perils. Search for the missing key. There it is, out there where everybody else is. If you're looking for something in an area, odds are it's where everybody else is. And they do hide things in weird spots. It's not as much of a hold your hand game as a lot of the North American or America / Eastern European games can be. So sometimes you really have to take a look. So now it's telling us to pour ale on the withered trees and slay shroud hares. Oh, this is good. This will show you how interactive items work in questing. Here's a sacred or a scarred tree. Oh, we got a dire mite. Or a bane mite now. I was going to put the dots on first. As you can see, it's bleeding out a ton of damage. He's got a little bit of armor to him, but you know, he hasn't really done a lot of damage. This guy's little shroud here has attacked me more than the bane mite has. A little higher level. So, you know, if you're hurt, you can just wait for everything to heal. All I do is right-click the sacred tree or the spot on the ground that's kind of glowing with the purple smoke. You just put your mouse over it. It has that little bit of hand icon with an arrow to it, and it brings up this. And of course, the quest said pour flat ale on it, so we just right-click this and use it. And boom, we get one of those little shroud hares, just like that guy had. Get out of the big AoE. It probably wouldn't hurt me. Some people just stand in it. But I like to be kind of prepared for endgame, because in dungeons and everything, you can't really stand in it. The tank might get away with it, because he's got a healer and maybe a lot more hit points and a lot more defense. But DPS, even Dragoon, which is kind of an armored DPS, at best an off tank, if you're geared for it hard, more than likely no tank, something's attacking a healer, so I attack it and let the healer heal me, because I can deal with the damage a lot better than the healer, who already jumped off. So just throw a spear at him. Oh, I'm gonna blow up. I'll throw another spear. These little abilities are great on smaller mobs. Not as more important as on big mobs. The dots are, because big mobs are going to be able to take the damage. Looking up to go to where to save the trees are. There's another fate. So we'll go do that. And this just started. The progress bar is low. The level of the fate's right here. The time we have to finish it, it's right there. That's my little jump ability. See, they hit me for 100 each because I stood in the circle. So those circles are just indicating heavy attacks, bad things. And you can actually go back in once the circle's off the ground. I like to wait a second, but you don't have to, I don't think. And if you kill the thing before the circle goes off, the circle stops. Can't attack and move as a Dragoon, something to keep in mind. Very fun combat system because it's kind of interactive and it's not completely debilitating for being interactive. I'm just loving this game. Graphics are insane. Oh, there we go. It's almost 6,000 XP and 150 guild marks. That's pretty good. I mean, 3 or 4 of these and I would get a piece of gear. Double that would be a bigger piece of gear. And around that same price, well, basically 500, 600 marks for smaller pieces of gear. Smaller pieces of gear meaning gear they value less. And larger pieces of gear, like the tonic and everything, are like 1,100, 1,200 marks. And then advancing a rank, I just spent 2,000 marks and advanced my rank by 1. And so far, the only benefit to increasing the rank is it did open up other gear, which I liked. But it also made it so I could store more guild marks. Each rank, you can only store so many seals. You have a limit, so you got to watch that. You don't want that to expire because you'll lose seals. And we'll go turn the quest in. Well, that's basic gameplay at level 30 with my Dragoon, which is basically a Lancer / Marauder. Oh, you can't interact with things while on the mount. Oh, they're very happy. There's some more XP. And, oh, another quest opened up, so we'll take the quest. And then tells us where to go on the map. Oh, and there's a fate. So, I'm just keeping this as a short introductory gameplay for Final Fantasy XIV Reborn. Definitely loving the game. It's fun. It's not an easy game, but I like that fact that it's not an easy game. If you want to play checkers, you can play WoW, and if you want something a little bit more complicated, you can play a little bit of chess with some Final Fantasy XIV. And it's not hard mode chess either. It's kind of, you know, pretty simplistic chess. So as long as you stay aware and do the right things, pay attention to what's going on, it's just like every other MMO. But it's really, really, really pretty looking. Look at those graphics. God. Look at the sunset. That's just nuts. So, Final Fantasy XIV. New verdict. The old verdict, it sucks. The new verdict is they did a great job of remaking it. Definitely worth checking out. It was only $30, and it is a sub-based, so there is going to be a fee. But that's no different than any other game. And that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it helped you out, and I'll talk to you real soon.